On this episode, we visit Munich and learn about the German pedestrian organization. Then we head to mainland Venice to learn about the Pumas Project. Finally, we travel up the Grand Canal. Stay tuned.
We're in Munich talking with Arndt Schwab with Fuß e.V. What is your organization?
Yes, hello. We are the German pedestrian organization. So we are a registered charity association, and we are caring for walking and for good environments, safe environments, interesting environments to walk. And of course, moreover, we are interested in connection with other forms of sustainable mobility. Yes, so connection to public transport, connection to cycling, and so on.
How long have you been in existence? How long ago were you formed?
Yeah. So we were founded in 1985, and so the NUC was a citizens action group, which led into 3 organizations. So there was a organization for cycling, then getting out of that, and it was public transport, passengers interest group, and moreover we as a pedestrian organization. So almost 30 years ago now.
Have there been many changes for pedestrians in Germany over the 30 years?
Yes, 30 years ago we were often only mentioned in press as victims of car accidents, and now the administrations of towns and villages care for pedestrians, usually, not all, not everybody, not everywhere, but so usually there's more sensibility for the aspects of walking now. But of course the streets are built, and we have many existing infrastructure, and so it's not easy to change certain situations. But so if there are new projects, in some cases there still are good solutions. There still are good solutions. Nowadays we have good solutions, and some bad solutions have turned to be better. Yes. So the new generation of planners is, not totally, but in some amount of percentage, feeling responsible to look for old people and not only the car drivers. But if we have conflicts, then if it's too narrow or so, then the decision in case of conflict is not in not every case then for the pedestrian. So,
Are there particular issues that you're working on at the moment? Particular types of things you're trying to get improved at the moment?
Yes, we try to improve the legal setting for shared spaces. So shared spaces are possible in Germany with pedestrian priority. You can also do it without any sign, so a real naked street. We have one example, but I think for the people walking and staying in such an area, it's not too good to have a solution without any sign. So we are for a solution with one sign which gives the pedestrians the priority. If there's not such a sign, the situation stays a carriageway, a ropeway from left to the right, and pedestrians are not allowed to stay in the middle. They are not allowed to cross everywhere, and they have to cross fast, and they don't have the priority, the right of way when crossing. So if it's good designed, then the vehicles might stop, but the right of way is still given to the vehicles. And with one certain blue sign, you can change the right of way, you can give the people the right to stay everywhere, and you also can reduce the speed level on a niveau which is safe to walking. So this is so-called stepping speed, and such solutions are nowadays possible. They are possible for 30 years now, but in 2009 there was a legal restriction, which makes it difficult to introduce new such solutions on main roads. You still can do it easily in residential areas and shopping streets with low car volume, but if you are in situations with car volumes over 4,000, then it's, or more than 3,000, then it's difficult to introduce it now because of this legal change. And we want to get a situation which gives the right to do it also in streets and squares where the car density is higher than. So we have examples which are working good with 16,000 cars per day and pedestrian priority. They are working, they are safe. There was no real accident according to this legislation or to this signalization and related to this signalization. And we want to have more such situations, and that's one topic we are working on. Other topics are bicycles and pedestrians on one surface. That's critical in many cases in cities because they have a very different movement pattern. So we can accept it somewhere between villages, or if you have a real wide space, or in pedestrian precincts in the evening, or when they are wide, could work in the daytime also. But putting pedestrians and bicycles on the sideway of a street, in an urban street, is usually not a good solution. It's better to mix the bicycles with slow cars than mixing bicycles with pedestrians. And so we are for a speed reduction on a safe level. This 30 km means 20 miles per hour. And if you have 20 miles per hour, you don't need any certain infrastructure for the cycles. Usually there could be some situations when it's going steep upwards also, or you have a very high lorry density also. But usually you don't need any infrastructure for the bicycles. And then, you can get the bicycles safe on the carriageway, on the roadway, and you have the pedestrians without any disturbation is disturbing by the bicycles then. And this is a topic we are dealing with for 3 decades now, and it will never end because it's for the politicians and the local administrators a simple, cheap solution to put the bicycles on the sidewalk. But as I said, it's not the best solution usually. And
we're in the last day of the Walk 21 conference. Almost half the people attending the conference are from Germany. Is that a good sign that there's a real interest in pedestrian issues in Germany?
Yeah, we are delighted that there are so many natives or people from here taking part, because Walk 21 is now taking place the 13th or 14th time, and up to now there were only a handful of Germans taking part. So even when it was in neighboring countries like Switzerland or the Netherlands, then we had less than 10 German participants, and now there are 250, and that's a good sign, a good symbol. It's a good perspective, and there is some hope that there are further improvements now to be expected.
We're talking with Roberto de Bussola with the City of Venice. What do you do for the city?
I am the responsible of Sustainable Mobility Office.
What is the Pumas Project?
Okay, the Pumas Project is an European project in the Alpine Space program, and I prefer for explain it speak in Italian if it's possible. Thank you. È un progetto che ha come obiettivo la sperimentazione
The project aims to development of a new strategy for sustainable mobility. On this project, we have working together 6 cities, 1 university, 2 research centers, and 1 center for transport. And they're all working together to experiment and develop a new strategy for sustainable mobility. Here in Venice, we decided to work on a new plan regarding the journeys home-school.
Ci piacerebbe costruire insieme.
We would like to develop together with parents, teachers, and neighborhood a new plan with the aim to improve the quality of the schools.
Migliorare un piano che possa migliorare la sicurezza stradale, la qualità dell'aria e anche
the aim is to improve the quality of this journey, to improve the quality of the environment, the quality of air, and to reduce pollution.
L'esempio che abbiamo qui dietro le nostre spalle
Here we can help for an instance of a well-realized intervention concerning the way in, way out of a school building. We're interested not only in infrastructural interventions, but also to develop good habits to improve the people's habits concerning school, and so the way they choose to get to school.
Per questo motivo stiamo attuando la metodologia SUMP che prevede appunto tra i suoi aspetti.
We decided to use the SUMP methodology in order to have people working together with us, share their ideas, and so to share also the methodology and the final plan.
Per fare un progetto di moderazione del traffico è sufficiente un bravo progettista. Per fare un piano di
to reduce cars, it's quite easy. You just need to have a good engineer to project the area. But now, using the sample methodology, we need more people to have a good working team. This means that we must have also good teacher, environmental experts, and educational experts.
E attraverso la metodologia SUMP vorremmo riuscire a migliorare.
Our final aim is to improve the overall quality of the schools. So, in order to express clearly this idea, we have chosen this logo in order to let people understand that we're talking about quality and improvement of quality.
Facendo così
our aim is to improve quality on the whole. This means that given standard measurable objectives, quality levels, we can also spur schools in order to improve and keep on improving year after year. In order to achieve the same, we have also planned to give to the schools special prizes in order to help them to develop their quality standards. And this will not be just a plan for the theory, because the very day after that we will decide with the teachers and with the parents the best strategy. Well, the very day after it will be put in practice in 7 schools. After the first part that we will practice our choices, we will go and check the strategy, so that our aim is to improve and to have an effective strategy of improvement.
Has there been interest elsewhere in this region and elsewhere in Italy on improving the way children get to school?
Sì, l'obiettivo, l'ultima fase di questo piano sarà proprio quella di divulgare i risultati del piano in tutti i comuni della regione.
European Commission asked us to share with other cities, with all the other cities of the region, our results and our best strategies.
E quindi costruiremo uno strumento per questa divulgazione, un manuale.
So in the end there will be a handbook and guidelines that will be shared with the other cities.
How does improving the journey to school fit in with Venice's other objectives in terms of transportation and sustainability?
First of all, we must make a difference between students living on the mainland and the students living in the old town, that's in the lagoon. On the mainland, talking about the primary schools, we have a lot of students going to school by car, a few numbers that are walking to school, and very, very few that use the bicycle. While in the secondary school, we have more students using bicycles, but the most of them are taking school by car.
Questo è stato uno dei motivi che ci ha spinto.
This is one of the reasons why we decided to take this action for the Pumas Project. Well, the core of the problem are the parents, because they insist on taking their children to school by car. And their reason is that the streets are not safe. But streets are not safe because there are too many cars. And we're talking about the same cars driven by the parents taking the children to school.
E quindi questa situazione ha bisogno di un intervento risolutivo.
So this paradoxical situation must be solved, and we're here to help the parents to see and to accept a new strategy for taking the children to school.
How does the situation differ in the old historic part of Venice that perhaps people are more familiar with?
Una delle 7 scuole che ha deciso di
Among the 7 chosen schools, we have a school that is placed in the leader of Venezia, that it is along island that separates Venice from the Adriatic Sea. Well, and in the islands, the dynamics are completely different, of course. In this island, mobility is very complex, because we have people, we have children walking to school, going to school by bicycle. Some of them are still taken by car, and there are even children going to school by boat.
Una dimostrazione in più di quanto necessario sia lavorare insieme ad una task force e non solo a tavolino.
This is one of the reasons why we decided to create a task force, because only the people that must every day go to school to do in a very different ways, only these people working together can help us to find a good solution.
What type of intervention did you do in this space behind us?
This is an instance of low-cost intervention. Before, this was a data street full of cars. It was a parking street, and it wasn't safe, so we decided to completely change it. We have eliminated all the cars. Now we have a bicycle path, a pedestrian area, and it was really low cost because the most important thing to let people understand that this wasn't a car space anymore was to paint the pavement.
Questo intervento ci ha permesso di mettere in completa sicurezza.
Now the entrance of the school is completely safe, and overall we have also with this intervention connected to different paths for bicycles.
All'inizio
In the beginning we had some problems with some protests from the neighborhood because they were accustomed of having their cars in front of the front doors of their houses. But little by little the situation has improved, and now we dare say that protests are reduced to a very small part of the people living here. You know, bad habits are not so easy to change.
Questo è un piccolo esempio di quello che vorremmo succedesse in tutte le scuole della nostra città.
So this is one of the instances that we would like, of the interventions that we would like to do in all the schools of our town. That is, to have a safe area for people, for parents, for students.
L'obiettivo del progetto Pumas è comunque quello di arrivare a questo risultato.
One of the key words of the Pumas Project is participation. This intervention here has been made with just by the City of Venice officers, so there hasn't been a real participation of the neighborhood, while our aim with the Pumas subject is to participate and to share decisions.
What are some of the other projects Venice is doing regarding mobility?
In the last years, the City of Venice has invested a lot in all the different aspects of mobility, not only with the Pumas project that is concerning the school, home journeys, but also with the building of a streetcar system and looking at the historical center, also improving the boats with new engines, electrical engines, or anyway engines that offer better and very environmental technologies. The City of Venice offers as well bike sharing service and car sharing service. One of the best instances that we can offer are the cycling network of the town that permitted to Venice to get one of the top performances in this sector. And the next step is the building of a new cycling path that will join the mainland to the historical center of Venice, permitting therefore people to get to Venice by bicycle, and on the other hand, for Venetian people to get out of town with their bicycles.
Visit us on the internet at www.pedestrians.org.